In a sleek corporate office overlooking the city, the atmosphere was tense yet casual. The CEO, a man known for his sharp mind and occasional arrogance, had just wrapped up a meeting with his executives. Nearby, a maid quietly went about her duties, cleaning the boardroom after the long day. The CEO noticed her for the first time, not with respect, but with a smirk. He remembered hearing from others that she was an avid chess player, something he found amusing given her position in the company. With a playful yet condescending tone, he called out, "Hey, how about a quick game of chess? Let's see if you're as good as they say." The room fell silent. The maid looked up, surprised but composed. She nodded calmly and accepted the challenge. Everyone gathered around the table, curious to see how this unexpected match would unfold. The CEO pulled up a chair with an exaggerated flourish, clearly expecting an easy victory. He glanced around at the small crowd of employees who had gathered, some smirking, others skeptical. To them, this was just a joke, a CEO showing off his superiority in front of the staff. The maid, however, remained focused and unbothered. She calmly sat down opposite him, her hands folding neatly on the table. Her expression was calm but confident, as if she already knew something they didn't. The CEO opened the chessboard and made the first move, a classic opening, predictable and safe. The maid responded quickly, her fingers moving with precision and purpose. With each move, she demonstrated not only skill but strategy, slowly dismantling the CEO's assumptions about her. As the game progressed, murmurs began circulating among the onlookers. Whispers of surprise and curiosity replaced the earlier skepticism. The maid's moves were clever, unexpected, and powerful. She controlled the board with a quiet authority that commanded respect. The CEO's confident smirk began to fade, replaced by a furrowed brow. He realized this was no ordinary game, and this was no ordinary opponent. The balance of power in the room was shifting, and it wasn't in his favor. For the first time that day, the CEO was genuinely challenged, not just on the chessboard, but in the way he viewed those around him. The tension in the room grew thicker with every move. The CEO's usual composure was beginning to crack as he struggled to keep up with the maid's precise calculations. She anticipated his strategies before he could even fully commit to them. Around them, the employees watched in stunned silence, unable to tear their eyes away from the unfolding match. What started as a casual game quickly became a lesson in humility and respect. The maid's expression remained serene, her eyes sharp and unwavering. She was not just playing chess, she was proving a point. Her focus was absolute, and every piece she moved carried intention. With a calm but decisive gesture, she moved her queen into position, setting a trap that the CEO hadn't seen coming. His face paled as realization dawned. He was cornered. A hush fell over the room as the CEO stared at the board, caught in a checkmate he never expected. For a moment, no one moved or spoke. Then, slowly, applause began, first hesitant, then growing louder. The CEO looked up, meeting the maid's steady gaze. There was no anger in her eyes, only quiet strength and dignity. In that moment, the room understood something important. Respect isn't given based on status, but earned through skill and character. The CEO finally stood up, his expression a mixture of surprise and newfound respect. He extended his hand toward the maid. "That was impressive," he admitted, his voice sincere. "You've taught me something valuable today." The maid accepted the handshake with a slight smile, acknowledging his change in attitude. The room buzzed with energy. What had started as a joke turned into a powerful moment of recognition. From that day on, the atmosphere in the office shifted. The CEO began to treat everyone with more consideration, understanding that talent and worth cannot be judged by appearances or roles. The maid's quiet confidence inspired others to look beyond assumptions and value each person for their abilities and character. And though she never sought the spotlight, her game became a story that reminded everyone that respect is earned, not granted. Sometimes, the simplest moves can change the entire game. In the days that followed, the story of the chess game quietly spread throughout the company. Employees who had once felt overlooked or underestimated began to feel a renewed sense of confidence. They realized that success wasn't just about titles or hierarchy, it was about skill, intelligence, and the courage to stand tall regardless of one's position. The CEO, now more mindful, started holding informal meetings where ideas could be shared freely, regardless of rank. He encouraged collaboration and welcomed insights from all corners of the office. His transformation was genuine, the experience had humbled him and opened his eyes to the untapped potential in his team. Meanwhile, the maid continued her work with the same humility she always had. Yet, whenever she passed by the chessboard in the lounge area, she noticed new players, colleagues eager to learn the game she loved. Some even sought her advice, recognizing her as an unexpected mentor. One afternoon, the CEO invited her again, not as a joke, but as a gesture of respect. "Care to play another round?" he asked, genuinely. She smiled warmly, accepting without hesitation. That simple invitation marked the beginning of a new chapter, one where respect was mutual, boundaries were broken, and everyone learned that greatness can come from the most unexpected places. The game had been more than a match of chess, it was a lesson in humility, respect, and the power of seeing people for who they truly are. As weeks turned into months, the dynamic within the company transformed profoundly. The CEO's newfound respect for his employees sparked a culture of openness and encouragement. People who had once been silent now voiced their ideas, knowing they would be heard and valued. The maid, once just a background presence, became a symbol of perseverance and intelligence. Her story inspired not only her coworkers but also visitors who heard about the game that changed everything. Some even asked for her advice on strategy and leadership, recognizing the wisdom behind her calm demeanor. At company events, the chessboard was often set up, not as a tool for mockery, but as a reminder that brilliance can emerge from any corner. The CEO and the maid continued to play, each game a testament to mutual respect and the breaking down of old barriers. Most importantly, the CEO learned that leadership isn't about asserting power, but about listening, learning, and uplifting those around you. And the maid showed everyone that dignity, skill, and quiet confidence can open doors no one expected. Their story spread beyond the office walls, a lasting reminder that sometimes, the greatest victories come not from where you start, but from the moves you make. Months passed, and the ripples from that single chess match continued to influence the company in ways no one had anticipated. The office culture blossomed into one of genuine collaboration and mutual respect. Employees from all departments felt more empowered to contribute ideas, innovate, and support one another. The once rigid hierarchy began to soften, replaced by an environment where everyone's voice mattered. The CEO himself became a different leader, more approachable, humble, and attentive. He often reflected on the lesson he learned that day, realizing how easy it is to underestimate others based on their role or appearance. The maid's quiet confidence had challenged his perspective and forever changed the way he viewed leadership. Meanwhile, the maid's reputation grew beyond the company. Colleagues admired her not only for her chess skills but for her grace under pressure and unwavering dignity. She was invited to speak at team meetings and workshops, sharing insights about strategy, patience, and resilience, lessons she had mastered both on and off the chessboard. The chessboard in the lounge became a symbol of transformation. Employees would gather around it during breaks, practicing moves, sharing stories, and building camaraderie. It was no longer a game of power dynamics but a bridge connecting people from all walks of life. One afternoon, during a company-wide event celebrating diversity and talent, the CEO took a moment to publicly acknowledge the maid's impact. "This company is stronger because of people like her," he said, "who remind us that greatness comes from character, skill, and the courage to stand tall, no matter where you begin." The maid, usually modest, accepted the praise with a humble smile, knowing that her real victory was not the game itself, but the change it inspired in others. Their story remained a powerful reminder: true respect is earned through actions and character, and sometimes, the simplest gestures can shift the course of many lives. As the months slipped by, the the story of the chess match became more than just an office anecdote, it evolved into a cornerstone of the company's culture. What had started as a seemingly trivial challenge between the CEO and the maid blossomed into a powerful narrative about respect, humility, and the value of every individual. The CEO, once distant and aloof, gradually shed his old habits. He began to prioritize listening over lecturing, collaboration over command. His daily routine shifted from brief, formal meetings to more open conversations where ideas could flow freely. He regularly made a point of seeking input from employees at all levels, junior staff, interns, even those in roles traditionally overlooked. The maid's presence in the office also transformed. She was no longer invisible. People greeted her with warmth and genuine interest, often asking about her chess strategies or simply stopping to share a friendly word. Her quiet confidence and unassuming nature made her a natural mentor to many, especially to those who had once felt underestimated or ignored. Outside the office, the maid's story caught the attention of community groups and local media. Invitations came for her to speak at events focused on leadership, resilience, and breaking down barriers. She shared how the game of chess had taught her patience, foresight, and the importance of staying calm under pressure, skills that applied equally well to life's challenges as to the office environment. Meanwhile, the chessboard itself became a symbol of change. It was prominently displayed in the company's common area, surrounded by employees eager to challenge one another and learn. The CEO and the maid often played informal games during breaks, their matches drawing small crowds who saw in them a living example of respect transcending status. At an annual company gala celebrating achievements and diversity, the CEO took the stage to tell the story. With heartfelt sincerity, he credited the maid for opening his eyes to the importance of recognizing potential in every individual. Her moves on the chessboard taught me a lesson far greater than any business strategy, he said. They taught me about respect, equality, and the true meaning of leadership. The maid, standing quietly nearby, smiled modestly. She had never sought recognition or praise. For her, the real victory was the change she inspired, an environment where everyone felt seen, valued, and empowered. This story became a lasting reminder to the company and beyond. True leadership is not measured by titles or power, but by the ability to uplift others and embrace their strengths. And sometimes, a single unexpected move can change everything. The transformation that began with a simple chess game rippled far beyond the walls of the office. The company soon found itself recognized not just for its products and profits, but for its inclusive culture and commitment to valuing every individual. Stories of the maid and the CEO's match were shared at conferences, inspiring leaders across industries to rethink their own assumptions and approaches. Within the company, a mentorship program was established, encouraging employees from all departments and levels to share knowledge and support one another's growth. The maid became an unofficial ambassador of this initiative, often leading workshops on strategic thinking, patience, and resilience. Her humility and wisdom resonated deeply with everyone who attended. The CEO, reflecting on how much he had grown, credited that pivotal game as a turning point in his life. He began to write and speak publicly about leadership lessons learned from unexpected places. He encouraged other executives to seek out voices they might have overlooked and to foster environments where talent could flourish regardless of background or position. For the maid, the experience was never about recognition or change of status, it was about dignity, respect, and the quiet power of skill and character. Yet, she never shied away from sharing her story when it could inspire others to believe in themselves and break down barriers. Years later, the company still displayed the chessboard in the main lounge, a symbol of the moment when everything shifted. New employees were told the story as part of their orientation, a reminder that every person, no matter their role, holds the potential to surprise, teach, and lead. That day, the CEO's joke had unintentionally sparked a profound lesson. Sometimes, the most powerful moves come from those least expected. And sometimes, all it takes is a game of chess to remind us that true respect and leadership are earned, never given. In the years that followed, the ripple effect of that one chess match continued to grow in ways few could have predicted. The company's reputation as a place where everyone's talents were valued attracted diverse talent from all over, eager to join an environment where innovation and respect thrived hand in hand. What once was a rigid hierarchy had transformed into a dynamic community built on trust and mutual support. The Maid's influence quietly extended beyond the office walls. She became a mentor and coach for local youth programs, teaching not just chess, but lessons about perseverance, strategy, and believing in oneself. Her story inspired countless individuals who faced their own obstacles, showing them that no circumstance or title should limit their potential. Meanwhile, the CEO embraced his role as a leader differently. He regularly invited employees at every level to share their ideas and experiences, understanding that leadership is a continuous journey of learning and growth. His openness fostered creativity and loyalty, fueling the company's success and its positive work environment. The chessboard remained a powerful symbol within the company. It was more than just a game, it was a testament to the unexpected sources of strength and wisdom. Employees would often gather around it, not to compete, but to connect, to challenge themselves, and to remember the lesson that changed everything. On anniversaries of that memorable match, the company held a celebration called "The Move That Changed the Game," where stories were shared, new players were encouraged to learn, and the spirit of respect and empowerment was renewed. Ultimately, the story of the CEO and the Maid was a reminder that greatness often comes quietly, without fanfare. It taught that true leadership means seeing beyond titles, recognizing the value in every individual, and embracing the unexpected moves that life offers. And so, the game that began as a joke ended up changing countless lives, one thoughtful move at a time. Years later, the story of the chess game between the CEO and the Maid remained a defining moment, not only for the company but also for everyone who heard it. The impact of that simple challenge went far beyond the boardroom, shaping the culture, values, and people within the organization and beyond. The CEO, once known for his pride and distance, became a celebrated leader whose humility and openness set a new standard in corporate leadership. His willingness to learn from an unexpected source inspired others to do the same, breaking down barriers and fostering a workplace where diversity of thought and background was seen as a strength rather than a challenge. The Maid's journey was equally remarkable. From her quiet role as a cleaner, she emerged as a respected mentor, coach, and advocate for empowerment. Her story was told in leadership seminars, community programs, and even books, reminding audiences that talent and wisdom come in many forms and often from the most unlikely places. Within the company, the chessboard that had sparked this transformation remained a cherished symbol. It was placed in a glass case in the lobby, accompanied by a plaque that read, "This board witnessed a moment when respect overcame assumptions, and a game became a lesson in leadership." New hires were welcomed with the story, reminding them that every individual had the power to change the game. The culture of the company evolved into one where everyone's voice mattered, where ideas were judged on merit, not status, where collaboration and empathy were valued alongside ambition and skill. The mentorship programs, inspired by the Maid's example, flourished, empowering countless employees to grow both professionally and personally. Most importantly, the story served as a lasting reminder that leadership is not about asserting dominance but about recognizing potential in others and creating space for them to shine. The CEO's joke had inadvertently sparked a profound change, a reminder that sometimes, the quietest move on the chessboard can shift the entire game. And so, the legacy lived on, a testament to the power of respect, the courage to challenge assumptions, and the transformative strength found in unexpected places. As the years unfolded, the legacy of that pivotal chess match continued to grow in influence, shaping not only the company but the wider community as well. The narrative became more than just a story, it evolved into a guiding principle that underscored the importance of humility, open-mindedness, and the recognition of hidden talents in every individual. The CEO, once regarded as distant and unapproachable, transformed into a mentor and advocate for inclusive leadership. He regularly shared his experience in seminars and conferences, emphasizing how that unexpected game taught him to value every voice regardless of rank or background. His transparency about his own growth inspired other leaders to re-examine their biases and foster environments where everyone could thrive. The maid, whose quiet strength had first challenged the CEO, emerged as a beacon of resilience and wisdom. She dedicated herself to mentoring others both within and outside the company, particularly young people facing obstacles. Her approach combined strategic thinking with life lessons about patience, dignity, and self-belief. Her story was told in schools, community centers, and leadership programs, motivating countless individuals to believe in their own potential despite circumstances. The company itself became renowned for its commitment to nurturing talent and breaking down outdated hierarchies. Its culture prioritized collaboration, respect, and continuous learning, resulting in increased innovation and employee satisfaction. The chessboard, once a symbol of a joke, was now enshrined as a powerful emblem of transformation, displayed proudly in the company's main hall. Annual celebrations commemorated the day of the chess match, featuring workshops, storytelling sessions, and community outreach. These events reinforced the values that had grown from a single moment, a testament to how a simple game could ignite profound change. Beyond the company, the story resonated with people worldwide, reminding everyone that leadership is not about power or privilege, but about recognizing the value in others and empowering them to shine. It challenged societal norms and encouraged people to look beyond surface judgments, fostering a culture where true potential could be uncovered and celebrated. Ultimately, the tale of the CEO and the maid became a timeless lesson, that respect and leadership are earned through actions, character, and the courage to make bold, unexpected moves, both on the chessboard and in life. The story of the CEO and the maid's chess match became more than just a tale within a company, it became a legacy. It was a story told and retold, inspiring generations of employees, leaders, and community members alike. It reminded everyone that true leadership is rooted not in authority or status, but in respect, humility, and the willingness to learn from unexpected sources. The company grew stronger with each passing year, its culture shaped by the lessons learned at that chessboard. Employees thrived in an environment where their voices mattered, where talent was recognized beyond titles, and where collaboration fueled innovation. The CEO and the maid continued their friendship and friendly matches, each game a reminder of the moment that changed everything. Their story was a beacon of hope, proof that barriers can be broken and assumptions overturned when people see each other's worth. Ultimately, the game was never just about chess. It was about the power of a single move to shift perspectives, the courage to challenge norms, and the enduring strength of dignity and skill. And so, in a world often divided by roles and ranks, the chessboard stood as a symbol, a quiet testament to the idea that greatness can come from anywhere, and that respect must always be earned, never given lightly.